And welcome to Seekers of Sarmanath, everybody. How are you all doing? I apologize for being late. I was at the office until about 11:45 working on tax extensions, so I wasn't able to get here and set things up. But here we are. We have all mostly arrived except for Gorik, who has once again lost himself to the ether. So, how are you all doing? It's been a week since I've seen you, and what's new in your lives?
My desktop video card's dying, so that's great. Brand new video card, and I'm pretty sure it's about to go out the door. So I've got that kind of on R&R right now.
Oh, super fun.
Yeah. I went out. I had to go to Walmart this morning because I was one USB port short on this laptop of being able to plug everything in. So I had to get a splitter at Walmart.
Well, you just are living the life right there.
Yeah, like, now that I can't really use my desktop, I just kind of like, read a book or just kind of sit around and be sad.
They're giving you all the time in the world to finish the Wheel of Time. We can convert all of that Final Fantasy XIV play into Wheel of Time reading. All right. Well, hopefully you get that solved up.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well,
how about the rest of you?
I've started reading the Wheel of Time, last week.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta be inspired by people. Sometimes I started reading it. I'm not that far. I'm like halfway through book one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I can, what I can agree with, right, is that definitely in the beginning everybody is an idiot, but that's good. I enjoy that very much because if you've read The Name of the Wind, it's called, pretty popular fantasy book. It's like about this one dude. He is like a big badass, good-looking badass. He's like has a lost love. Bad romance story. Like he already has everything, and I just fucking hate that. Right? I hate it. I was like, oh, look at this guy, and I'm like, oh my god, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very pleased with that. I can't I absolutely can't discern the main characters' two friends from each other. Like one has an axe and one has a bow. And I'm like, you guys haven't done anything so far, so I don't know anything about you. I think one is supposed to be short and one makes like dumb jokes and is kind of childish. But so far, like within their dialogue, they're like almost the same person.
Really?
Also,
Perry doesn't establish himself from Tom.
Did you call him Perry?
Perrin? What is his name?
Perrin.
I haven't read it in like...
Not in the beginning, like not in the first half of the first book. Okay, you are. What book are you on, Dad? You're like on book whatever, right?
I honestly have no idea, like 7 or 8, I think.
Exactly. So I have high hopes for the blacksmith dude because I like blacksmiths. Okay, please don't be disappointing. Axe's blacksmith.
Well, you've picked a good character because Perrin is probably my favorite character in the whole series.
Right. Okay.
I was gonna say him and Matt are like pretty different, like especially by like book.
Yeah.
Probably. But right now, they don't have the Ravens dialogue.
Into a furry?
No,
not even close. No.
So yeah, and I also have. So when I read, I need names to be different from each other, and I can't. What is Rand's dad's name again?
Tam.
Yeah, exactly. So one is called Rand and one is called Tam, and the two of them walk together in the beginning, right? It's just, you just have two characters, and I'm just like, okay, which one's the dad again, right? And I have to remind myself several times. Okay, by now I figured it out, but it took me like 5 chapters to not forget which one is the dude with, who's the son, who's the dad again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, because of the A's, right? Obviously, but also all the women are very scary so far. I don't know why, but it's like they always look evil, and they always are like.
Well, these are like 14-year-old boys. I'm pretty sure like mature women are just scary in general to that section of the population.
Even the girls are, right?
That's
like the younger ones.
Right there.
Book 1 was probably my least favorite book in the series up to this point, and I'm on the last book, so it's probably my least favorite book in the series.
Right.
But one of my favorite bits in it was when they go to that inn and they're all dancing, and one of them just starts accidentally dancing with Moraine, and then they just walk away like, oh my god, I'm going to die. I'm not going to die.
I do remember that part. That part's good. I didn't know she was a dancer. I didn't know she danced. It's like part of the thing. I think that's a lie.
So Millman, what's up with you, man? It's been a week.
Not a lot.
Not a
Not a
lot.
lot at all. I've been playing Azure Lane. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's a phone game. And a friend of mine who plays League with me was like, I play this while we're in queue. And it's World War II anime boats.
Yeah, and all the ships are girls, right?
Yeah, and I'm hooked, right? I've been playing it for weeks now. And seriously, it's ridiculous, right? Like, you take your weeb trash, you mix it with World War II and World War One boats, and boom, you get this love child. It's amazing.
Wait, did you say all the ships are girls?
They're
Yes.
all anime girls, and you can wife them all. Half of them have a wedding dress that you unlock when you max out their affinity for you, and it's like it's the most dumbest weeboo trash. But I've been playing it on the sides, like I'll be in a game, I'll alt tab, tell them to do something because it's a phone game that takes time, and then I just alt tab back in. And somebody came to me and they're like, "You're doing like medium questing stuff, and like." Then you go back to League, and they're like, but your team is really shit. What's going on? And I was like, I literally started like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, oh, wow, you're quite far in for somebody who's only been 2 weeks ago. I was like, thanks for shaming me, dude.
If you want something that's slightly less weeb trash but still pretty weeb trash, look up Bang Dream.
Oh, I'll pass. I think I know what that is.
That's the
This
band one.
sounds awful. I'm just gonna
No,
say, like
it's
that
a
title.
game.
I don't know.
It's a music game on your phone. It's like think Guitar Hero but on your phone and anime girls.
Would I be able to attain this on like play it on the BlueStacks on the PC? Because there's no fucking way I'm installing it on my phone.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Maybe.
But that's what I've been doing on my side screen. And then yesterday I was like, you know what? I did my Patreon game thing, and I'm just going to chill out for an hour, then I'm going to go to bed. So I was getting more sleep for this show. And then a shit ton of people tuned in. They were just like telling me how to fix all of my my synergy for my boats. And I was like, I've leveled up all the wrong boats. I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, this one and this one, have you tried going to the wiki? And I was like, yeah, I know it's there, but like it's a fuckload of text. Reading's not my jam.
Yeah.
And then everybody has a different way of doing it. So like you get 50 different ways to do the same thing. And they're like, oh yeah, but then you can just do this. I was like, just tell me and I'll do it on screen so you can stop yelling at me. No, like, okay.
Nice.
Anywho,
Alright.
other than that, same trash. So League of Legends, Escape from Tarkov, waiting for a wipe, going to work.
All right. All right.
Too many
Well,
hours on the internet. Like,
lots of
yeah.
video games, man. I like it.
Yeah.
Dan, anything new with you?
Football's back.
Football's back, baby.
Life is good.
Yo, I got Sunday ticket now, so when I'm not working, we can watch all the games.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to not work Sunday morning so I can at least watch the morning games.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're working this weekend though.
Yeah. yeah, working.
I have Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team. He got hurt. Sad.
My fantasy team is balling right now. I had the most points scored. It felt good.
Nice.
Actually, I didn't, but the guy who would have had the most points scored put Watkins on his bench, so I was balling. All right, and that is your
I was gonna
fantasy
say, this is,
football
the worst
news
conversation
for
of
the
all time,
week.
for
All
sure.
right, let's play some D&D. How about that? So last episode or last session for Faye, who was not here, we picked back up after climbing in through the sewer and finding the university building, on which there was an ancient and arcane rune inscribed upon it by the Meryl. I can't remember my own monsters' names. And the party then decided to investigate the ruin momentarily before swimming up above the university and finding a small entrance through the collapsed roof, making their way into the ruined university below. After some investigation, they found a seal of stone in the far wall showing tipped scales, and in it a slot to place the key that they had received from the collector some time ago back in Balesport. Using the key from the collector, the seal summoned forth some kind of magical elevator from the floor below them, permitting them access to the basement of the university in a series of alchemical-based trials. There, Rose found a dead potted plant, which she quickly decided to resurrect using druid craft, and attempt to keep this small little shrubbery contained. After that, the team passed through many a trial using their collective knowledge before arriving at the final resting place of the Philosopher's Stone. There, they found a giant guardian, very similar to the make of the giant of the Dwarven Hall that they had seen before. But this one spoke and asked them some riddles, less riddles, and more philosophical questions about the nature of evil and knowledge, the nature of good and philosophy. After being satisfied by the responses, the golem gave the warning to the party about the nature of the stone, and asked them to guard it and take it with them, before finally kneeling down and going inert, losing whatever life force was there initially. Here the party rested up and made their way back to the university above, where they have found that the rune that they had ignored on the side of the university had alerted the Merrill to their presence, and they were now swarming about the university district of the city of Raekwon. Using some quick investigation and some stealth, they managed to make their way back to the sewer grate, only attracting the attention of a single guard patrol. The patrol attempted to run them down, but some heroics by the party managed to allow for the team to escape and collapse the sewer grate behind them, where they swam outside in the coral and back to the cave where they met the princess. Here that they met back up with Princess and Ollie, asked them to come with them to make their way to a teleportation circle that they know exists in the Noble District, in the city, the town hall of the Noble District, where they can use the teleportation circle to make their way back out of this underwater city. And it was there that we mostly left off. Hugh, you did try to go out and rob some pirate ships, but found a very, very heavy statue that you could not lift out of a pirate ship. And I think that is where we left off, with Hugh and Janlar coming back defeated from their trip out to the piratey seas, and finding the rest of the party resting up and waiting to once again brave the ocean depths back into the city of Raekwon.
Alas, this elven lady has defeated me. I cannot take it.
So, what are the five of you doing today? What's the plan?
All right, weren't we waiting for the guy we saved plus Princess to be feeling better, and then we're going to book the shit to the teleporting circle?
Yeah. So you've rested a number of small days, allowing the time to rest and a few clerical magics from Goric to accelerate the healing process. You see a lot of life return to the face of the princess and to Ollie. And they seem to be doing much better than they were before, where they seem to be having some problems with exposure and starvation.
All right, we're ready to book it?
Yeah, and the plan is just going to be to go straight to the teleport, right?
I guess that's the game plan.
It's in one of the buildings in the Noble District, right? Do we know which building?
Yeah, it's just in the town hall in the Noble District.
Do you know by chance if the town hall is guarded? I asked the princess. Oh no, she can't hear me. I'm like, I do the swap-a-roo with the... We're like, yeah, Jenna, do you mind? And I take his, and then I like go over to you, and I'm like, can I have your necklace for a second? thank you. And like I, put them on. We
She
do the talk.
nods. She says, "Yes, I suppose it would be. The Merrill are quite thick in that district of the city."
Have you been in that building before?
Not much. It's not where I played.
I don't suppose those places have secret tunnels connecting them from someplace, or like a back entrance, something like that.
She and Ollie kind of nod their head. She says, "Yes, there are many passages that even we are not aware of."
Well, I'm sad I was so much in thought last time. Otherwise, I would have checked in the library for like an old plan of the city. But I was kind of busy thinking about things. So.
You'll remember back that the books in the library were waterlogged and mostly destroyed.
Sad. Well, do we just go to the Noble District and make our way from there?
Do we want to approach and then I can investigate to see if there's another set of tunnels that are not the ones that go into the university area?
We're gonna be searching for more sewer grates. Is this the new plan?
This time it's me searching for every tunnel because I'm trained in investigation, thinking it would be helpful and never getting to use it because everybody rolls it first.
Greg, can I ask a quick questions about the patrols?
Sure.
Are they organized in a way where I have the feeling, every half an hour? Because we've spent lots of time in like one place where patrols
Sure.
pass by, right? Do you have the feeling like it's every half an hour patrol, goes past? Or is it like, sometimes there's one and then 5 minutes later there's another one and then an hour passes, or, are they strictly organized?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you try to piece together what might be behind these patrols.
20, natural 20, actually. Yes. I'm a tactician mastermind.
You have been paying very, very close attention to the comings and goings of the patrols. And you are quite certain that you can make out the timing of the patrols. I didn't have a schedule written out for you. But yes, you think that they are coming out, we'll call it once every hour through a specific part of the city. And that you think there are no more than 2 or 3 patrols in any one district at any given time. They seem to rotate throughout the city.
Right. So while everybody was busy last week, Rose was like, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, counting very closely to see what you could find out about these patrols.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So I'm going to relay that to the party. I'm going to say, well, I paid close attention to them. I think we can just wait till one passes by and then we should be fine to go in.
Sounds good to me.
Great. Off to the Nobles District.
All right, so the 5 of you begin making your way out of the cave with Ollie and the princess swimming along behind them, behind you. And the plan is to go into the old Western District that was abandoned you saw before?
Correct.
Okay. So, you begin making your way into this, once again, collapsed district. You find yourself looking into a place where the gates are smashed in and in ruins. There are abandoned shops and homes kind of crumbling and barren. You can see to the north and to the center of the city the kind of soft, pale glow of lights making their way through the dim waters of the new kind of Merrill excavations of the city. You begin picking your way through the smashed district, and you find yourself going into a more populous area. The noble district is kind of a central ring around the central temple of the city. And as you make your way closer and closer to it, you see more and more of the kind of dome-shaped, strange architecture of the Merrill as you approach. Their glowing lights begin stretching out in front of you. So, as you approach the kind of entrance to the noble district of the city, I want you all to make a group stealth check. And I will give all of you advantage for Rose's quick work discovering the patrol patterns throughout the city.
Boom. Nailed it.
Nice. Nicely done.
When that subscription comes in handy.
Mine's a +2. So.
That's the joke we all make every time. I'm just like, have you subscribed lately to Roll20? And they're like, no. I'm like, that's why you're getting once.
Alrighty. And I'm going to roll just a general d20 at advantage for your companions that are not here. That is not the best roll, but between Rose's knowledge and the stealthy ways of Hugh Seafeather, picking out the correct paths through the city, you make your way in through the kind of broken western district under the cover of the ruins and rubble, and you make your way into a more bustling, noble district of the city. Here, the ruins and the old houses are more intact, although they still are weather-worn from the waters and the long time beneath the ocean. You're ducking your way in and out of alleys, hiding behind rubble, as you can see these kind of large arched architectures now up close. They seem to be made not of the same stone and structure of the rest of the city, but something new and different. It seems almost as if the Merrill have taken some kind of almost living stone and crafted it into these large kind of spherical things, just on top of the buildings and the rubble as they lay. A soft glow of orange light spills out of them, almost as if it was coming through glass, and kind of alights the ruins around you. As you're making your way through, you duck behind a large set of ruins and let a patrol pass. You think that they might have caught wind or heard something, but as you pause and wait, they make their way through. You can kind of follow in behind them, using Rose's insight into how the patrols work, and get pretty free reign of the city as you begin investigating, trying to find your way to a town hall. I want the top investigation user of your party to roll investigation with advantage for the assistance of the 7 of you as you're trying to find the town hall itself as you make your way through the noble district.
Hugh, what is your investigation?
+7.
So is mine, but I'll let you do it.
Really?
25.
All right.
There we go.
After some time, you begin making your way through the city, and you find that a kind of ramshackled section of the noble district where there's less new architecture, but more just the old crumbling stone. It's in fact in worse shape than most of the rest of the district. And you find a kind of town square section. And as you're making your way through, you come across a crumbled, old, dilapidated town hall. And it is almost open to the rest of the ocean. And like the roof itself is almost completely shorn off. The walls themselves are crumbled down, and as you approach, you see a great deal of ghostly figures just flitting their way through the town hall itself. They have yet to notice you as you approach the stairs leading up. But the apparitions themselves seem to be kind of going about daily life through the noble district town hall here.
My eyes get big and I look between the piles like, don't fucking deal with ghosts, guys.
Do they look like Tritons, or do they look like,
No,
you know,
in fact,
normal people from...
as you kind of view the ghosts, they look very human. In fact, almost all of them are human ghosts, including the kind of four most front and center. Appear to be decked out in a armor and like almost as if they were some kind of city guard appearance.
Should we talk to the guards?
I pet you on the shoulder, and I said, "That's a splendid idea, you. You can do it."
Oh lordy! Hail, guards! Hail,
All right. You climb the steps up into the ruined town hall and step forward within shouting range to yell at the guards. You shout, "Hail the guards!" As they turn to look at you, their ghostly eyes looking almost past you. They see what appear to be intruders disturbing their rest, and the four soldiers in uniform like charge up upon the party with ghostly blades raised, and they shout out, "For Raekwon! These beasts will never win the city long as we keep fighting!" And with that, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Damn, I was gonna try to diplomacy that moment. Okay. I'm down.
Oh man, the one time you want to talk, right?
I know, right? I'm a murder hobo, and I was trying to be not a murder hobo, and now I get to be a murder hobo. Let's do it.
Very nice.
I got all my spell slots and shit back, right, Greg? Because we rested
Yes,
several
you
days.
guys all have a full complement of everything that you need. Janlar, there we go. Awesome, thank you very much. And let us get some D20 for the ghosts. Ghosts will go on 20, but Hugh, you are the first to respond as these ghosts come rushing forward to you, shouting in unison, "For Raekwon! The city will not fall!" What will you do?
Alright. What I'll do is I'm going to move up, getting Esteban ready, telling him, "It's time to stab ghosts, Esteban," and I'm going to hold my attack action for Jagger to move up. Then I'm going to attack them and get that sneak attack bonus.
Okay, so you're gonna send out good old Raekwon. Go ahead and roll to hit. Let me get Raekwon out good old Esteban. Let me get Esteban out for you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hold my action until Jagger moves up, so I get my sneak attack.
You're not gonna use Esteban to trigger
Oh.
the sneak attack like we discussed?
I can.
You can just whip Esteban out. He just does his own.
Yeah, Esteban, because Esteban acts on his own when he's
get sneak attack?
doing his own thing. Yeah, so go ahead and roll to hit.
All right, sweet. For myself or Esteban first?
Either one, whatever you want to roll, baby.
We'll go Esteban first, because he's a bowler.
He's a baller.
Yeah, he gets an 8.
Esteban misses the ghost. In fact, he attempts to slice the ghost and just goes like right through their apparition-y like self. You can't seem to make contact with them.
I just like cock my head a little bit, like, oh, this is gonna suck. And then I'll go for the sneak attack. A 12?
A 12, that will hit.
Oh wow. Okay. 23.
All right, you slash in with your rapier of wounding +1. They are immune to the wounding effect of your rapier. However, they do appear to take full damage from your rapier. The ghost recoils in pain. Its eyes blaze with a kind of a cold fire as it stares you down. Let's see, Jagar, what is your dexterity bonus?
+1, but I rolled higher than they did, so I got a 21 for their 20.
Did you roll a 21 or a 20? I have you listed as a 20.
21.
Oh, well, you go first. Yes, go, Jagar.
So I'm gonna move up and go into parting the silk.
Nice.
And you can attack with a 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
All right, so that's +14. So 21 damage on the scary here.
Alrighty, and you do not have a magical weapon, and you notice that your attacks seem less effective than you would otherwise expect.
Okay.
Yes.
But not totally ineffective.
No, just
Okay.
less impactful.
can work
They
with
seem
that.
to take what would have been your a mortal blow seems to affect them little more than a graze.
That's fine. The 12 still hits, right?
The 12 still hits, yes.
All right, another 20.
All right. He takes another bit of damage.
Yeah,
and
probably
goes-
10, I'm assuming.
Yes, indeed. All right. That is your turn. That makes it to the ghost's turn. And the ghosts rush forward, 2 and 2, and attempt to strike you down. All of them yelling, "For Raekwon!" They reach out with their weapons to attack you. A 20 and an 11 versus Hugh. I think the 20 will hit you.
Oh, yeah.
And we have an 18 and an 11 versus Jaggar. Jaggar, does an 18 hit you?
Yes, my AC 17.
Okay, the 18 does get you. So, they strike you with their weapons, and you expect it to feel like a sword as it looks like it. But as the weapon touches you, it feels much more like some kind of cold, icy hand has like slashed through you where the weapon was, and like draws away at your essence. Let me see how much this does. 46 plus 3.
I'm recoiling. That's not okay.
Yeah. Hugh, you take 27 points of necrotic damage as this weapon just reaches through your soul. That is an amazing amount of d6s.
I definitely am not about this life with my 2 hit points left.
Jaggar, you take 15 points of necrotic damage as the ghostly blade severs into your soul. Rose, you see these soldiers crying out for the defense of Raekwon. What do you do?
I am pretty shocked. I am going to cast. I guess I'm gonna healing word you because he's almost unconscious. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Not what I had planned, but yeah.
I
Okay.
imagine, have you seen The Mummy where, like, the pharaoh guy grabs the soul out of the guy's body and just throws it on the ground? Essentially just what happened to me. You don't need that. Get that out of here.
Oh my god! So yeah, you get 10 HP.
Oh, I did.
I'll take that for sure.
And
Thank you,
then I guess I'm gonna walk up. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna walk up here and I'm gonna pull out Samba.
Oh, all right.
Let's do this. I leveled up last session. Let's do this.
Wait, it doesn't do anything for me though, does it?
Yeah, plus extra 1 to hit.
Really? Is it 2
Yes.
hits?
Yeah, so
Well-
it has now become a +9 mace as his soul has gained experience. The 22 will definitely hit.
What was it? I think it was +8 damage, wasn't it?
It was +8, now it's
14.
+9. So that is a 15
15.
points of damage. And you are striking the same one that Jaggar was fighting?
Yeah.
Alrighty. He takes 15 points of damage, recoiling away from the magic of your mace. Seems to be much more effective than Jaggar's weapon at the moment. Excellent. This ghost, as you strike it, and it has the combined damage that Jaggar has dealt to it, begins to kind of tear and fray at its seams. His form is less solid now, and it still resembles a Captain Guard, but now it trembles and twirls in the mist, seemingly getting ripped apart at the edges by your attacks. That is Rose's turn. Janlar, you see this happening in front of you. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Janlar casts mage armor upon himself. A reflective shield of energy forms around him. Goric herds the frightened princess and the friend Ollie in a corner to protect them, and passes the turn back. Hugh, you have had a great amount of your soul damaged by this mighty ghost captain in front of you. What do you do?
Mean, it's all right there on the floor, like it's right there. Just like last time, I'm gonna try to stab one of them, whichever one I was attacking before. I believe it was this one, or was it the one in the middle? I don't know. I stabbed one of them. I'm gonna continue stabbing it, but it doesn't grab my soul.
Yes, stab away.
Huzzah!
24, that hits. For
That's
17
damage.
points of damage. Once again, this enemy here, you see begin to rip and fray at the edges. His kind of like spiritual energy beginning to kind of leak out, almost like a fringe around him, as he takes that damage.
And then I yelled to Esteban, "You're a stabby weapon. Stop slicing and stabbing." Esteban attacks.
Esteban hits for 9 points of damage and does enough to slay the ghost that you've been combined against. You see that its form just kind of rotates and dissolves. Its edges just like no longer are able to like stay solid around it. Its energy just dissipates out into the world.
I am going to bonus action disengage, and then I'm going to move over here.
Okay. Sambar's like, forget the women and children, Goric, protect me! Excellent. Alright, Jagar. You see your friends take down one of the ghosts. You have one beginning to shimmer in front of you. What do you do?
I'm gonna keep working on that one.
Alright.
With a 5 to hit, that's not gonna do it. With
No.
a 6 to hit, no, I'm action surging.
Okay.
14, that's better.
The 14 will hit, yes.
That's 17.
That is half damage, so that
Yep.
keeps it just barely alive.
Okay, one more attack then. With a 3 to hit, no. This game doesn't like me today.
No, Jagar, you are attempting to find solid purchase with your weapons against the ghostly figure, but it just doesn't find purchase. This one here, let's see. This one here knows that you're close to dead. So he shouts out, "The beast is close! I shall slay him!" And does this little circle around Rose and Jagar so as not to get an opportunity attack, and it will attempt to strike you with its ghostly blade. With a 21 to hit you.
Yeah, alright, kill me. Come on.
Greg, actually, no.
You take
Greg.
19 points of... Yes.
Hold up. So one of the things I can do at 6th level is I can project my ward outside of my own body.
Ooh.
So I'm going to project my ward out and take away 16 of that damage.
Oh! The ghostly blade
Alright.
strikes straight for your heart, Hugh. But Jagar, quick as a whip, sees this happening and extends his blue arcane shield. It wraps around you, deflecting most of the blow. But you still feel an icy cold rip away 3 of your hit points.
I hate these things. I hate these things.
These
Play
two shout battle cries, and they will attempt one to strike at Rose with a 12 to hit,
It's a miss.
and one to strike at Jagar with an 18. And it will do 18 points of necrotic damage with its ghostly blade against your soul. Alrighty, that is the ghost turn. Rose, you've deflected aside the ghostly blade of this creature in front of you. What will you do?
Mhm. How bad does Jagar look?
I'm doing okay. I'm on 32 out of 47. So I'm above half.
Okay. I would like is this one damaged or is it still perfect?
No, this one is still this one here and this one here are healthy. This one here has been struck by Jagar.
Right, I'll try the one that has been struck then, and I'm gonna swing at him with Stamper.
All right,
Woo!
29 hits.
Plus the and we said +1 on damage as well, right? Is that what we said?
Yep. 15.
Ooh, I'm rolling well on those damage rolls.
You
at least.
are. This ghost, once again, you strike it square, and the edges around it can no longer hold its spiritual energy. It just kind of erupts out around the ghost, leaking out of its frame until that energy is just no more, has dissipated in front of Jagar. Alrighty, that is Rose's turn. Janlar, you've extended your shield to save Hugh. What do you do?
And do I see either of these ghosts shimmering as if they've been weakened?
No, in fact, these two have yet to be struck by any of your allies.
Alrighty, then I'm gonna start wailing on the one that's right here in front of me, attacking Hugh.
Okay.
Magic missile.
Nice. Roll some magic missile damage for me. $10 points of magic missile damage. Your missiles strike out from your fingertips, slamming into the ghostly form for 10 points of damage. Excellent. All right, that brings us to the top round. Hugh, you are being hounded by this ghostly figure. Its sword raised. Janlar has protected you for now, but what will you do?
Just leave me the fuck alone. We're ghost, dude. I was trying to be diplomatic. God damn it! And I stab at him.
That hits.
Okay, that is 21 damage.
21 damage. All right. You strike in a healthy blow with your magical rapier, and sure enough, where your blade strikes, energy begins to leak out of this ghost, trailing along behind it, but it still holds its form, bearing down on you. Jagar, the one that you were fighting, was felled by Rose and Sambar. There's one behind you attacking Hugh, and one in front of Rose. What will you do?
Hugh's not doing too good, so I'm gonna help out Hugh really fast. So I turn around. I'm gonna start working on this guy.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I actually landed this time. That one's a miss.
Okay, yeah, 22 points of damage. That is enough. You bring your blade through, and though it bears no magic, you find a way to strike into the center of this, and you fell the ghost, its energy bursting out around you and fading into the ocean waters.
Okay, I get a third attack then on this one.
Absolutely.
Which is a miss.
You're getting them out of the way early.
I'm taking the -5 for the +10.
Oh, for the thing. Okay,
Because
never
they have
mind.
low
I was
AC,
like,
but
what?
I'm just rolling horrendously today.
Right.
Alrighty, that is your turn. There's this ghost here. This ghost looks around, sees its 3 fallen companions, and it turns to shout at the ghosts behind it. It says, "Now is the time! Fight for Raekwon, or it shall forever fall!" And then he turns around to take a final swing at Rose. And misses. Alrighty, with that, I want to roll some initiative here.
Oh shit.
At 19. Okay.
Guys, we need to run.
Boy, oh boy.
Perfect. So, that is his turn. Rose, you hear this man shout to the ghosts behind him. He swings and misses at you. What do you do?
I will swing at him in
Okay.
return without any shouting, just quietly swinging.
No shouting, are you sure?
No,
No.
Maybe like a little bit of grunt, right?
Yes, maybe a few bubbles.
Okay.
30 plus 9 for 10 damage. That was
10
not so good.
damage. Alright.
Okay.
Janlar, you hear this card captain shout to his ghostly compatriots. What do you do?
Do I see anyone start to move around back behind him?
Not yet. They don't seem as if they have joined the fray as of yet.
Okay. Now I'm just gonna continue to attack this one.
Alright.
What's happening with I'm just gonna go with a fire bolt this time.
A fire bolt. Okay. I'm gonna have
Actually,
you...
no, sorry. And sorry, we're in underwater. The ice bolt, the ray of frost.
Ray of Frost. Okay. You attempt to hit with a Ray of Frost, and you do. Please roll some damage. 8 points of magical ice damage to the ghost. All right. That is your turn, Hugh. The ghost that was hounding you has finally fallen. You hear the remaining one yell at his compatriots. What do you do?
All right, I'm gonna tell Esteban to get his ass in there while I move up.
All right.
We're gonna stab at this guy. Stabby, stabby. So Esteban will beat me there, so he can go first.
Okay.
13.
Esteban hits.
Boom,
Esteban
9
does
damage.
9 damage. You see the form of this ghost begin to waver and shimmer as its energy leaks out behind it.
And then I'll follow in for another pokey. Yeah! 21 damage.
21. Your rapier stab finishes off the ghost captain. Its form dissipates in front of your eyes. That is the end of your turn. Hugh, what do you do? Or no, Jagar, what do you do as the last ghost captain fades?
I'm gonna step forward, like right here, and then just get ready to intercept anything that comes forward, because I don't know if these ghosts are gonna join in or not. So
Alrighty.
I set up a reaction.
Okay, excellent. Let us figure out what these ghosts do. These ghosts... I think that's actually a failed reaction roll. No! These ghosts are scared as fuck. They're like, oh my god, you can hear them all, like, no, they've slaughtered the captains! Run! Raekwon has fallen! And they all begin fleeing. They just run through the remaining walls off into the city, screaming that Raekwon has fallen! And it leaves you once again alone in the quiet ocean floor in the center of this rundown city.
Oh, thank fuck.
So I thought Raekwon just sunk,
I think it did, to be
but it
honest.
seems like you think they were attacked by somebody or something?
I think they just died abruptly. I think that's the right word. And they're just pissy about it.
I wonder. Anyway, shall we get going?
Yes, let's. They probably made a lot... Oh, I'm sorry. They definitely made a lot of noise.
All right. You find yourself in a rundown old town hall. You begin searching through it, trying to find what remains of the old teleportation circle. The first floor of this here lies completely and utterly in ruins. Some walls remain and some furniture here and there. But as you begin searching around, you do find a set of stairs leading down into a more fulfilled basement. And down underneath the basement, you find a intact, although submerged, watery room. Along its sides are old murals of the city. You can kind of tell they're still in place, kind of made out of different colored tiles. Some of them seem to be old coral, though they're dead coral, so it makes you think that perhaps they were drawn out of the water at some point. Some made out of more semi-precious metals. It depicts the cities sitting above the ocean waves, just grand in its magnificence. But as with everything here, the water has taken its toll on the mural in this room as well. As you pick your way through the basement, you find a large kind of circular pattern. Inscribed into a doorway. As you try it, you find that the door is locked. And the pattern itself reminds you of the teleportation circle you did see in Sarmanath, though it is clearly not the spell you need itself on the door.
Okay. What do?
I'm gonna take the time to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. So Janlar begins meditating in the center of this room, casting Detect Magic.
As he does that, I'm just going to flick down my eyepiece and just start looking around. He's like, I can do that way faster, unless mumbly.
You flip down your eyepiece to begin observing the room around you. Your eyepiece does not show any magic in this room. If there is any magic to be found, it is blocked from the eyepiece's power. After about 10 minutes of study of your spell book and casting the arcane ritual, you cast Detect Magic, and you, of course, detect the faint presence of magic coming through from the other side of this locked door.
I detect a faint presence of magic on the other side of the door. Hugh, do you have any way in?
Oh, of course I got a way in. What a silly question.
That's what I expected to hear.
I'll just get to work, get out the thieves' tools.
Well, while Yu is getting out his thieves' tools, Rose raises a barked hand in the bag and she's like, "Excuse me?
You
Is
don't have to
this-
excuse yourself.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I mean, okay. So, is this the door to the circle, or is this the circle?"
As you say that, I click the door. I was like, one way to find out, and I push the door open.
All right, with a 20 on your thieves' tools, you quickly and easily unlock the door. It swings open as you turn the handle, and it's hard to swing open at first. Like, you turn the handle, you have to push on it. It feels almost like there's a heavy weight holding it back. And as you push through it with your strength, the seal kind of unlocks, and the water of the ocean begins rushing into this otherwise sealed room. As soon as you open the door, you see a magical glowing circle on the floor. But quickly, the ocean water begins rushing in there. I want you to make, since you're standing at the front of this doorway, I want you to make a strength saving throw to not be rushed into this room yourself. No, Hugh Seafeather, you open this door, and the rush of ocean water just slams you down into this room itself as the water begins just filling up this room. You are going to take...
Oh my god.
Fuck!
Can we talk about how he's like, one way to find out, click, and it's like, whoosh.
You are going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as your body is just rammed into the walls and the floors by the pressure of the ocean rushing into this dry room.
I bash my head and go limp.
Ooh. You go limp as the water just is filling up this room rapidly.
And I slowly rise to the top of the room because I'm unconscious.
Okay, Greg. Do we see, like, are we standing or inside, like, are we still outside holding onto the wall? Is that what we're doing?
You're standing in the basement of this, watching the ocean water rush into this room, and it took Hugh off his feet. The glowing circle is rapidly being submerged, and water is filling this room incredibly fast.
Right. Do I see any scroll cases or, like, anything that... I think Chandler has described to us what he needs to start the circle, right?
Give me a perception check, please.
We'll work on that. Perception. Wisdom, right? Normal
Yes,
perception
just a
wisdom?
normal perception check by the book. 18. You do, in fact, see that there were scroll cases lining the walls. However, the rush of ocean water is quickly taking over the room. There are shelves on the sides of the walls that have been tipped over, and water is flooding in. In a matter of moments, the entire room will be submerged.
Right. Can I... Is it... Ooh.
How high are the doors in this room?
Man size.
Like, do they go all the way up to the ceiling, or do they go part of the way up?
It's like a door, right? Like, how big are your doors?
foot tall.
Yeah, like 8 feet maybe, we'll say.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, how high is the ceiling in the room?
The ceiling inside of this room is no larger than the ceiling of the room in that you're standing in, right?
Okay.
This is just another chamber locked from this basement.
Well, Greg, do I need to roll a death saving throw since I'm at?
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm not hearing a lot of actions being taken. So yeah, why don't we go into initiative order? Actually.
No, he's back up.
Back up.
Oh no, doesn't matter. All right, you're back up with 1 HP after knocking yourself unconscious with the water.
Just bash my head on the floor, float to the top of the, like I'm bobbing at the top of the water. Nobody helps me, and then I just like.
By the time you get back to consciousness, the entirety of the room has filled with ocean water, and you can swim around now in this.
I'm probably
room.
holding a big gash above my eye or something. Like, what happened? Did I win?
I'll try to get one of those scroll cases if I can.
All right, you swim in and find yourself a whole shelf of scroll cases. Roll me. Hold on. Roll me D48.
1d48?
1D48.
There's a fuckload of scrolls in here.
20.
All right. There are 20 scroll cases that are sealed well enough that the contents inside have not been destroyed. However, you notice that there are 28 scroll cases that did not survive the rushing in of the water, and they are floating about in the room. Some of them broken open, some of them just leaking water in. But you are pretty certain that the 28 other scrolls have been destroyed. As you look at these scroll cases, they are all written in like a very old script. It reminds you of Common, but it probably would take you 10 or 15 minutes, along with the help of a proficient historian, to decipher what the words belong to. But you immediately recognize it as the Common language. It just is kind of an old style.
Do any of those, like, okay, even if I can't read it, do any of those symbols kind of match towards the runes on the teleportation circles that are off right now?
Not on the case itself.
Right.
As a proficient historian, or proficient history, can I?
Yes. With a proficiency in history and enough time, you can read any of the scroll cases. All of them are city names.
Ooh, exciting!
I think to myself, if I close the door, maybe it'll just suck the water back out. Because if they open up those scrolls underwater, they're gonna get ruined. So
Well, they didn't initially do that, right?
I'm not gonna try to read all the names of the scrolls right away, but I'm gonna start combining them into groups. So if I see two of the same symbol,
Okay, smart choice. As you do so, you find that there are 10 cities represented by these different scroll cases, and there are duplicates of each. And so there are 2 of each. Among them, you recognize the names of Far Arden, Talon Bridge, Sarmanath, Colvir, Door Castle, Hawks Hollow, Coldwater, Balesport, and Nestor, along with a final one whose city name you don't immediately recognize.
totally read the last one. Totally read the last.
The last one's name is Graves Keep. You probably are not familiar with any city known as Graves Keep.
Yeah.
Hence the reason I'm like, let's go there.
I'm wondering if it's the Vanishing City, so I definitely want those ones. Do I know if using a scroll will allow you to take multiple people, or if
Yes. So the way a teleportation circle works, you are a trained wizard. You've been around Sarmanath. Somebody has probably described to you the ways of the arcane teleportation circle. Once you inscribe it enough times in a location using the correct arcane components, it becomes permanent. In which case, all you need to do is place the correct runes, which act as coordinates, along the teleportation circle, and speak the words that activate it, requiring a spell slot. It is common practice for wizards have not obtained enough power yet to cast it on their own, to have various scrolls around to assist in that process. Once activated, the circle is active for a minute, and any creature that goes through it arrives at the destination.
Open up the Stargate, Scotty.
I'm gonna stick my head outside and make sure nobody followed us.
All right.
So if there's a giant tentacle monster out there just waiting to be, coming with us in the portal, I would like to know.
You stick your head outside. I am going to check on ghosts yelling into the night. No, it's clear. You stick your head outside in the Noble District, and you have well positioned yourself in between patrols. You've yet to see another patrol, and despite the ghosts having run off screaming into the city, you haven't seen any repercussions of that to this point.
Right.
And then, based on my knowledge of scrolls, I would assume that opening of a scroll here underwater would just ruin the scroll, right?
You have a pretty good suspicion of that, yes, because especially seeing the destroyed
Other
scrolls
ones,
floating around you, yes.
Okay. So then I'll look to the party and say, we need to find a way to empty this room of water before we can get out of here.
I closed the door. Does that help? Is this room magically sealed?
As you close the door, you find it has an extra little ceiling on it. There's an edge to the door, kind of like rubber, but it's not rubber. It's just some old concoction of cement or something. And as you close it shut, it acts like a perfect seal around the room. However, you have just sealed the room with an entire room full of water inside of it.
Okay, Chandler. Now figure out how to get the water out of here. I've sealed the room.
We have a cleric who could do create and destroy water for a few days until we're ready to go.
Well, if you cast it as a higher thing, you can do more, right?
I think we'd literally have to wait till tomorrow, though, for everyone to memorize the spell. And then you could just spam cast it a bunch of times as we just destroy gallons and gallons of seawater.
Well, not necessarily.
We only need enough that he can open the scroll above the water.
Up to 10 gallons of destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container.
And
So many gallons of water.
extra.
That's right.
Yeah,
Like this. At higher levels, you can create or destroy an additional 10 gallons. So if a spellcaster per day could clear out, let's say 150 gallons as a guess. Maybe closer to 100. Actually, no, I think 150 is a good guess. How many gallons of water are going to be in this room?
That's what I'm trying to... You've forced me to figure out how many gallons of water are in this room. So I need to find the volume of 1 gallon of water.
This would be so much easier in metric system.
Yeah.
So, 1 volume of a gallon.
Or are you going by cubic meter?
Yeah, no.
I said 1 cubic foot is 7.48 gallons.
Okay, perfect. So 7 gallons equals 1 cubic foot. So 150 gallons, if we use your estimation, is going to be that times 7.5 of cubic feet of water you could do in a day.
But we have to drain it far enough for Janlar to be able to open the scroll above water.
It would be 30 centimeters?
Well, you're gonna know that you have to
About a foot.
inscribe the runes upon
Yeah.
the circle on the floor.
Oh, great. So we need to clear like the whole room.
So you can do 1,100 cubic feet of water in a day. That's a lot of cubic feet. That'll get you a room.
Sweet. So we just need to find a way to get somebody to memorize all of their
Right, yes.
They need to take the spell and then just burn every single
Yeah,
spell.
so if Goric or Goric and Faye combine to... We'll just have Goric do it.
Yeah, I say Goric does it.
Yeah, Goric seems like the kind of guy... He seems down to
I go
blow all of his
unconscious, I'm
spells.
dead if Goric clears this room.
Goric will be happy to memorize 27 destroy water spells.
I just sit there and start
I can
locking
imagine
the
he
door.
just
as
snaps
we
his
wait.
fingers, and every time the water level goes down a little bit more, he just does it.
Yeah.
Dance
Are
along
we
with the
settled
clicking.
on this 150 range here?
So it's 10 per spell level. So if he has like 4, 3, 2, which would be my guess, so he would get like 40 plus 60 would be 100, plus another 60 would be 160.
Okay. Yeah, then we're on board.
That's my guess.
Yeah. So that is an option. If you
It is a first level, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So if,
So do I lock us back in here and just wait
So
out?
we just burned Gorik's entire spell arsenal.
Yep. That is an option to clear the room of water.
I can't think of anything. Like,
Should we
does
save
anyone-
like one first level? healing?
Yeah, where do we save one spell for me, please?
Well, while he's doing all that clicking, right, we could take a short rest.
Well, you're probably gonna have to spend an entire day because whether or not he prepared Create Destroyer Water today, he's gonna need to have an entire arsenal of them, right? Oh, that's
Yeah.
not how spells work in
It's
5e.
one action, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
He can just
Yeah, you just prepare the spell and then you can use
yeah,
this.
he could just use it infinitely because everyone's a sorcerer. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Did Goric prepare Create Destroy Water?
I like
well,
those
I can
odds.
tell you, I do have it. I
Odds
can
or
spell.
evens? Odds or evens?
Odds.
Odds it is. Goric does
Damn it.
not have Create or Destroy Water prepared.
Are we just waiting a day then?
I mean, I can lock the door and we can just chill out in here. Do you want some wet meat? Just like pull out a ration.
Would you like some wet
Like some
meat?
wet meat. Yep, that's what I.
Oh, God.
It's probably best that we take a day to plan out where we're going anyway. Are we going directly back to Sarmanath? Are we going to Balesport?
We're gonna go to Balesport because we're gonna give this to old mate. The Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, we gotta heal the Duke.
I'm nervous about bringing this stone to the collector.
If Gorik's religious folk say not to fuck with him, we don't fuck with him. He's a very old, powerful man with a fuck ton of magic items.
And this is a very powerful magic item.
To go to the collection that never gets used, and let's not make him use them on us. I'll
Right.
pass.
He had a desire for it. He might use it.
I think he'd forget he has it before he gets a chance to use it.
I'm not sure that's a risk I want to take. That he'll just forget about one of the most powerful magic items in existence.
Okay, but when you get smited, I told you so.
I mean, if he really, really would have wanted it, I'm sure somebody who has that many things could easily find a group who would, want it down here for them. Make it like a mission.
That's literally what my job was. I worked for him. That's what we did. I've
Yeah,
stolen-
but he did not send you to us, right? We came to him first and told him what we wanted, and then he said to take you as well.
Maybe he didn't
I'm
have
saying he didn't take the initiative, is what I mean.
because he didn't have a need for it. Maybe he needs it to cure the Duke, like you said.
I'm just
Oh,
not
the-
sure that we want
What
to
hook?
let him keep it afterwards. I know that's what we agreed upon, but I'm just not sure.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I just need to fix this bleeding eyebrow. Just start bandaging my head. You're muted, Sean. If you are talking.
There's a lot of salt in that wound.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
still hurts. All right.
It stings like a son of a bitch, I'll tell you what. Okay, so I guess the plan here is to spend 24 hours locked in the basement of the town hall where the ghosts were in and come back. Okay, sounds good. So what I want, I'm going to have you guys roll potential encounters while you're in here.
Before I'm gonna actually never mind. We're gonna be awake. Just stay awake the whole time. Never mind.
I locked the door again, though, right?
Sure. You lock the door again with that key you don't have.
I used.
Do you want to use a lockpick? You know what? If you want to use your thieves' tools, you can lock the door.
Yeah, I was gonna relock the door, so then it's
Alright,
just
give
like
me
the
a
way we
thieves' tools
found it.
check. Give me a thieves' tools check. Did you lock the door?
Yes, so I try to. Here we
Yeah.
go. 16?
You lock the door. You are
Alright.
quite confident you have reset that lock. So, you guys are spending 24 hours here to rest and get your spells memorized. I'm gonna have the 4 of you. No, that's too many. I'm gonna have 2 of you volunteer to make encounter checks for me. Who would like to encounter roll first?
What do I roll?
I want you to roll 1d8 plus 1d12.
9.
9.
All right. The giant shark that you rolled is incapable of attacking you via teleporting through the walls. So that encounter goes by swimmingly. And you continue to rest up.
We killed that shark anyways, didn't we?
That's a different one.
There's another one now.
Damn.
D8
Draw another
plus D12. Who wants to be the second one?
I got it.
I'll go for
All
it.
right.
Okay.
You got it, Sean?
No,
You
go for it. You already started typing.
10. Actually, I was just typing /R.
And that's an empty encounter. All right, so your 24 hours pass with no interruptions. And Gorik eventually is able to sleep and rest up and memorize all of his destroy, create waters. All 1 of them that you need to memorize because menu casting is weird.
I'm Greg. I just realized I have the Elven Maiden statue in my inventory. Did we actually take it last session?
Oh.
No. You are unable to lift it.
Then why is it in my inventory?
It's a weeping angel. Oh, the 2 of you together could shuffle it somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think we shuffled it to the cave.
Okay. Any 2 of you have to be able to lift it then, because you yourself are not strong enough to lift it. So if you're taking it with you, like, somebody has to help you carry that somewhere. Or someone has to pass the strength tech to use it, to, like, lift it.
Somebody want to help me? Just look at Janla. Can you help me haul this again?
Janlar was pretty tired of carrying it back in the cave. He doesn't really care about it too much, so I don't think he would have helped you carry it from the cave out here.
Let's see.
It's alright, I deleted it. It's all Gucci.
Okay, that's fair.
And I just like
Oh,
I
let's
do it,
gonna read.
and I just like pat it, leave the kiss behind.
Just
think it-
because it entertains me, Hugh. Let's see if you realized how much that statue is worth.
Oh,
Don't
no.
do this to me. No.
Oh, it
no.
entertains me.
To me.
It entertains me. I need to know.
Ah,
You didn't inform
Isn't
Janlar
that
was
meta
extremely,
fun
extremely
for Greg?
what do I
Well,
roll?
you're a historian. You don't need a roll to know this is
I
very
want you
valuable.
to. I want you to roll an investigation check. That's probably the
Like a
closest.
statue from a sunken city.
Was it from a
Alright.
sunken ship?
Investigation.
We just pillaged a random.
I crit
ship.
fail.
No,
so I'll
you have
never-
no idea. It could be anything.
I still weep a single tear. Give it a kiss.
All
Bye.
right.
My sweet elven lady.
So, do any of you do anything particular during the 24 hours of waiting for Goric to rest and memorize spells? How do you spend your time cramped up in this room for 24 hours?
I go through
Jagar
the
broods silently.
Jagar
Nothing.
gives into the madness.
I'm sitting there with a bunch of small bones, like the ones that I picked up from the skeletons. Like, do you reckon that's from here or from here or here? Just fucking with a bunch of small bones. And I got a human femur, so I'm pointing at people as I'm asking.
Nice.
I would take the time to look at the additional damage scrolls to see if there were any other cities that didn't have a scroll for, or like we don't have a scroll for now.
There are many places on these different scrolls that were destroyed. 14 of them to be exact. None of them appear in the map of the Midlands. So you probably... Well, go ahead. I would... Rose, you have a chance to recognize one, and all of you have a chance to recognize another one. So, Rose, why don't you give me a history check?
Oh boy, my history.
Yes, a history check to recognize one of the names on the scrolls. No. And any of you, whoever has the highest history in the party, will give you advantage to recognize. Oh, okay. No advantage necessary. You've
Pretty good.
touched it. You recognize the name of the city is actually a common translation of an Elvish city. It is known as the Golden River. And Golden River is a common translation of the seat of the Elvendar, where the Moonflow splits deep in the forest.
But again, this is a damage score, right?
It is.
Okay. I'm gonna take all the scrolls, including the damaged ones, with us.
Okay. Yep.
Just,
Sounds good.
is there anything else in this room of note?
There are lots of little trinkets that had lined the walls at one point in time. None of them seem magical, as you view them with Hugh's eyepiece with any detect magic spells. But they all do seem to be somewhat valuable. There's a collection of essentially art objects in the room of just various kind of coats of arms and little baubles and statues, a little globe of the world that is kind of finely made. All of it together would cost, or would be valued at something like 200 or 250 gold.
Here I am sitting on like the table, cuddling the big pearl, while he's like picking up all the scrolls. I'm just like looking at him like,
All right.
we
And with that,
discuss
your
whether or not-
time passes. Goric memorizes his spells, begins snapping his fingers in rhythm with some unknown dwarven tune, and slowly the water dissipates as he destroys the entire room worth, leaving you in a dry, empty room deep beneath the ocean floor. The rune itself is become semi-permanent, or has become permanent. The circle itself has become permanent from the many castings upon the floor here, and is held together with magic. And as soon as the water is dissipated, it glows to life again in its familiar kind of soft magical glow. At the edge of the circle is a small ring with arcane runes, and at 8 essentially vertices along the edge. If you were to carve a compass into the circle, at the 8 vertices are a spot to place down a rune for location.
Jenla, would you be able to get the location for this exact spot, so that if we need to come back, could just take the circle back and I can unlock the door again?
That's a good question. I'll inspect the circle to see if there are any runes
Absolutely.
pre-written there
Give
about
me
these.
just give me a Arcana check, please, as you investigate the circle.
That's also a +7. Is
Just remember, the city has sunk. So if there's a lateral, drop it by like the sea depth.
Janlar, without the ability to cast the spell yourself, you are unable to reverse engineer this particular circle's coordinates.
So I don't know the way back down here, but it appears that at least one point in time there was a large connection of these teleportation circles. It might be possible for us to get the location from one of these other cities. They might still have the ability to travel down here and just don't do so. I expect the Seekers might have the ability to travel here.
I hear you guys got it. So
So are we going back to Balesport then, or
yeah, read
we're
the
ready to
scroll.
go?
That's the thing. I hope nobody's put a big barrel or a trailer on top of the old teleportation circle, because otherwise we're gonna have a rough time. You go first.
Do we know where the teleportation circle is in Balesport?
I don't believe you ever saw it.
Nope.
That is a concern. So it might be better if we do Sarmanath.
I agree. It might take a long time to travel, but
Taking an extra week to travel is probably
I
fine.
mean, if we end out on another teleportation circle, you could just read the Balesport one again, and then we can just swap it over there.
yeah,
Can't
these
you
scrolls
just
are very
send a
valuable, though,
message?
so
Janla.
I was thinking that as well. I'm just not sure who we can trust in Balesport to know where
I
the
mean-
magic circle is, and
Well,
The collector.
we can
Oh no,
trust.
the captain of the dwarf guy. Yeah, big bushy mustache.
I want to say Vladimir, but I don't think it was Vladimir. Pretty close, though.
Vasily?
Vasily, there we go. That was the name.
Yeah. So I will send a message.
Human
to-
names all sound the same to me, you know.
Is it Vasily?
I
Vasily?
understand.
I don't remember.
Vaseline.
Vaseline the dwarf. He slips right through those tunnels.
Yeah, so I guess I'll send a sending to Vasily.
Okay.
And it'll say, I have no idea. Have you heard of
That's my
the
favorite.
teleportation circle in Balesport? And do you know where it is?
Okay. Your message goes out. You wait a little while, and then a message eventually does return. It says, "Oi, Chandler! It's been a while since I heard anything from you. I don't know how this works, but the thing is definitely..." And, like, cuts out.
I'll send him another message. I have 3 of these, so. I'll start with, you only have, and I'll tell him the number of words.
25 words.
It's like sending
you
a
only have
WhatsApp
25
to your
words.
grandma.
Please be trite.
Oh, yeah, the circle thing. Yeah, it's just below the temple of... He eventually gets back to you that the temple of the crashing wave has shelters a teleportation circle beneath it.
They're not dumb. They don't cover their circle. We're going there.
Yeah.
Read the
I think
thingy. I believe in you.
I think we
Dan.
go to Balesport. I think they're not going to cover it.
I really want to take my boots off and get the water out of them. Let's go.
So I'm going to start trying to inscribe the magic runes to go to Balesport from the scroll.
All right. I assume that in your magical accoutrement, you've got a piece of chalk or something to inscribe the runes. You begin casting from the scroll itself, and as you incant the final word, the scroll disappears. The writing on it just vanishes. The arcane magic leaps forth into the circle on the ground, and it emits a pillar of light up to the top of the ceiling, bright and white, and through it you can hear the waves of Balesport coming through.
I just walk through, looking back at them like, God help me, I'm going home.
Yeah, I just go in.
I'll say we only have a minute.
Yeah. I wave in the princes and Ollie.
All right. The five of you, the princess and Ollie, make their way through the teleportation circle, and you find yourselves in a small kind of cave, just sheltered off the mouth of the river in Balesport. You can hear the crash of the waves around you and the sound of the town in the distance. Above you, some couple hundred feet, you recognize the Temple of Crashing Wave, where you held your funeral for Tom.
We made it.
Thank the gods of the ocean.
Is there anyone down here in the cave with us
No,
as I come out?
no.
I don't use it. It's very long.
There's no one else in here except for the seven of you.
Let's go.
Okay.
Side note, are we going to sell this bad boy? And I'm saying, like, shuffling the pearl.
If I look around, like, before you go any further, if I look around the room, are there any scrolls down here?
You look around and you see what looks like a large kind of scroll shelf. There are many sockets there where scrolls could and would be held, but it is dusty and empty. You get the impression that no one has been down here or used this for some period of time.
Could you copy them?
The scrolls?
Yeah, like could you make copies and then have multiple?
I assume that all these scrolls are in fact copies of the original scroll written for each area. I don't believe I have the knowledge to do so at the moment, but possibly in time.
Cool, don't use them all.
That definitely not the plan to use them all for sure.
Or sell them all. Yeah. Like, you do you, baby. We all need money.
No, we're keeping these for sure. Is there? Yeah, there's nothing else down here of note. I would assume just the magic circle.
Yeah, it looks very much to be a similar, almost identical looking room to what you left, except that it isn't enclosed. Where the door of the old room and the seal was is instead the mouth of this kind of cave leading out to the delta of the river.
Is there any architecture, or does like the the magic circle itself look like almost like it would have been made from the same craftsmanship, or is that something I might not be able to
The way an arcane circle is made is by inscribing it using the magical components over and over and over again in the same place until the magic makes it permanent.
Okay.
And so, yes, it does look the same because it's not like chiseled out of stone by dwarven craftsmen, right?
Okay. Not thinking of anything further I can do down here. I'm ready to go.
All right. Where are you going?
Let's head up to the collector, right?
Okay. You make your
Yes.
way up past the Temple of the Crashing Wave. There are some very surprised priests as you come out. All of them. Oh! I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting a lot of you. Have you been down by the river this whole time since the funeral? I thought we would have seen you by now.
No.
The loss of Father Thomas hurt us greatly. We have been down there the whole time.
Oh, well, I am glad that your your sadness has abated enough for you to rejoin us here with society. Come, you must be so hungry, having sat down there in a fast for your lost friend. Come, sit at our table. We will have the cooks prepare something for you in the temple.
So are they not surprised that there are 2 Tritons with us?
Holy shit! I forgot there were Tritons.
They just squeeze out of the cave at the very end.
You've made new friends, I see. Oh. Were they at the funeral? Perhaps they were at the funeral.
Yes, surely.
Oh, I see. Your brother of the flame has very interesting friends indeed. Come,
Wasn't
come.
my
I'm
friend.
sure we can find something for you. Also, is that a pearl? By God, you found a treasure of the church!
No. It's wrapped in a blanket. It's just a big. It's a beach ball. It's a beach ball.
Oh, while we're having food, could you send for
Vasily?
that one, the dwarf?
Of course, yes. Vasily, been quite instrumental in helping regain some order to the city, up until the Duke was cured. But yes, I will send for him at once. And he kind of shuffles off with his robes cascading around him, back up towards the temple.
They just say the Duke was cured.
Oh, yes. An old man, a collector or something. He used a philosopher's stone. It was quite amazing.
He already had one? And he just wanted us to replace his stock?
I couldn't tell you. Are you friends with the man? I think he is to be leaving shortly. You could catch up with him.
No, we're not friends with the man.
Oh,
Motherfucker
really?
is my ex-employer.
Chandler has a hard time making friends with people.
Chandler's like fuming mad now. I think Chandler probably is sitting in a corner just like,
What?
Motherfucker.
You could, he was given a parade the other day, by order of the Duke, and paid handsomely for services rendered, to Balesport. I think, there was also some issue of contaminated water that the collector used. Anyway. I believe so. Anyway, if you have questions for him, I did not know that you knew him. Friends with a fire cleric and this strange savior of Balesport. You are a well-connected bunch.
I'm just gonna go to the collector. I'm not eating.
Alright.
You guys do you. I'm gonna shank this old man.
What if this is not the philosopher's stone?
I have a good feeling it is.
How do we know how do we know the thing we picked up is a philosopher's stone? Has anybody ever seen one?
That's what the Guardian told us it was.
the magical guardian told us this.
Did you say it's a philosopher's stone?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
no.
their most important alchemical item.
Right. Okay, that's fair. I wasn't there. I'm sorry.
Unless Greg's creating the Ultima Stone really fast.
He just broke
The ultimate stone.
That one got through pretty good.
So can somebody explain to me why we're being upset?
We just traveled across the ocean, sunk a boat, killed a bunch of people, then went into a forgotten city, almost died several times, got bitten by a shark, I got my head smashed in by a fucking bookshelf, and a bunch of ghosts ripped my soul out, so this old fuck can have a spare Philosopher's Stone, because he already had one when he told us he needed it to cure the Duke in the first place, which would have saved us from leaving town, and we could have just gone back to Sarmanath.
I say that's all well and good, but in truth, Tom died trying to save this Duke, and it was the parade was Tom's, not the collector's. We were gonna save
Right.
him. Yeah, fuming mad.
Chandler's just like doing
At
that
loss
thing
for
that
words.
anime characters do, and they're just like red-faced in the corner.
He's like, how many fireballs will it take to kill him?
Well, I don't think that Tom really was one. I'm not sure if he would have cared for the parade as much as for healing the man, you know.
What? This is
Well,
dumb.
it is still good that he's been healed, right? That is still good. No?
You're right. You're right.
That
Still.
was the most important part.
I didn't know Tom that well, but this motherfucker made me go to the bottom of the ocean just to restock his supplies.
I'm just saying, the last thing we want is to antagonize somebody who's strong enough to use a philosopher's stone.
I'm aware that's a bad idea.
I need
Fight
to
him
voice
directly.
he's an asshole to his
However,
face.
he has a new enemy. If he doesn't know it.
Dan like gets out his ink and Quilly's like, fuck, the collector.
With the pen, he actually carves it into the book. He doesn't write it on a page or anything.
No, straight into the book.
So, would you like to go meet the collector and talk with him, or what is the plan here after
Oh,
this
yes.
revelation?
I'm very upset I got sent on a pointless endeavor. Gonna go and yell at the collector a little bit. He's probably gonna not remember who the fuck I am. But
Maybe he actually forgot he sent us in the first place, but he remembered that he needed to help somebody.
Hugh,
You know?
I will not be traveling with you to speak with the collector. However, if you do so, please do not inform him that we actually do have the Philosopher's Stone.
we'll see if he remembers.
Okay. Alright, so Hugh, are you making your way alone? Or is anyone else coming with him?
Anybody coming with me?
I'm coming with.
Jagger's probably already wandered off somewhere.
Okay. Jagar's off brooding in a bar. Maybe
Yep,
not even
that
in a
sounds
bar.
right.
Maybe he just found a corner somewhere.
I'm coming with, and as we're walking, I'm just gonna say to you, I think something is wrong with Jagger.
He did touch the rock and got a little bit.
Yeah, wait, did we mention that in the recap? Because I think Rose was there for that.
Oh, no, I didn't mention that.
Okay,
in the recap.
so Gorik was like, I'm going to touch the rock. And I was like, don't touch the rock, Gorik. And he's like, no, I'm going to touch that rock, man. So I was like, okay, let me touch the rock since you're really on this and you can probably cure the madness.
Oh.
And then I hit it with a mace and contracted madness and Gorik couldn't.
So did Sambar. Sambar is just really excited that there's no point in an ending in the universe now. There's no anything, and he just enjoys that even.
Sambar became a nihilist, but he's really excited to tell you about it.
He's like, nothing.
He's a very happy nihilist.
I mean, he probably was stressing about turning into a mace, and now that he knows that nothing matters, it's probably a weightless job.
Exactly right. Like it didn't matter that I died because it was pointless to begin with. So it's just like a million times more exciting for him.
Well, I mean, I don't know what that stone did, but I think he might be, we Spriggans call it wilting. I think he's wilting.
Does that mean he's gonna die soon? Like, what does that mean?
Not necessarily. You see, if somebody is wilting for a long period, then they might die eventually if it's a very bad case, but it is possible to water them, and if you talk to them, that usually is also a really good thing. So maybe you should talk to him later and make sure he gets good vibration.
Vibrations? Like, do I need to shake him and dunk
Oh
him?
no, from
Like,
talking. You know, you can sing to him or say something pleasant. That usually does the trick.
I stop as she's saying this. I stop on our way and I just stare at her like. So what I'm gathering is I got to talk to him loud enough that he vibrates while wetting him.
Oh no, it's not about, you know, he has to hear you, right? It's not about the volume per se. They have to be good vibrations. So if you scream at him, they are bad, and he's just gonna wilt even faster.
Oh,
He has to feel that you're his friend. You know.
I think I get what you mean. Good vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Here, I'm just like, character standing there like, I thought that was what you were going for, but I don't know. So I'm just clarifying. Good vibes. I think he's just crazy.
And with that talk of good vibes, you have arrived and made your way through the dock districts and market districts of Balesport and found a familiar covered wagon with a old bespectacled man asleep in the sun on top of it.
Oi, fucker, wake up!
Yes! Oh, it's Jim! Yes, you're back from the adventure! Oh, yes, in one moment.
Jim is like
Hugh!
this much taller and has black hair.
Oh, yes, you are right. Hugh! Welcome back. Oh, did only the two of you return? I thought there was like 4 or 5 of you last time. No matter, you've returned. Tell me, how was the sunken city? And he like crawls down the top of the wagon. Begins
It
fumbling.
was shit.
Oh, really? That is
Yeah.
quite unfortunate.
It was conquered by the Merrill. We really couldn't move around in there.
Oh, that is disturbing news. Did you happen to find what I sent you for?
Yes, but I hear you already had one, and you cured the Duke that we went down there for.
Oh, yes. I didn't need your stone for that. No, I had one. Actually, wait. Did you find the stone? I thought I already took that one. Wait. What is the one I have from? Oh,
Well, we were here before, right?
Yes,
Don't
but
you
I thought
remember?
I had taken the stone. Anyway, tell me, how is my old friend doing down there? I really sent you down there to check on my old friend, the Guardian.
He passed.
Oh,
He kneeled down and went to sleep and didn't wake up, so you just sent us to kill him.
oh, good. You've put his long tortured soul to rest. That is good to know. He was my brother in a previous life. Very happy to hear that his duties are at an end. Come, I think a reward is in order. I was just recently paid a bunch of money that I don't want. I'm sure that will probably help you, yes?
Sure.
Excellent! Come inside. I hear the game between the elves is really heating up. And he opens up his wagon
Oh god!
and leads you
Rest of my
inside.
gods!
Yes, and
Oh,
inside
no.
you see that there are actually 2 more strange elves sitting around this table, and they have piles of pearls in front of them as they are deeply engorged in their card game. Sitting in a trunk, just like on the far side of the wagon, is a small chest brimming with gold. That the collector kind of waddles over to and goes, "Oh, my back isn't what it used to be." And he fumbles around in some drawers and picks up a ring, puts it on his finger, mumbles some infernal words, and the chest lifts up off the ground and begins floating its way over towards you two. So here we are. The Duke was very generous. I think you will find in the order of 2,500 gold coins there.
I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna say to the... That's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna say to the collector, can I ask you a question?
Of course. I do your questions.
Somebody who has seen as many moons as you have must be incredibly wise.
Oh, perhaps they have a saying in my homeland. How does it go? Yes, wisdom is like the monkey bread tree. You can never put no. Wisdom is like the monkey bread tree. one man can never quite get his arms around. Yes, I think that's how it goes. Yes, wisdom is like the monkey bread tree. One man alone cannot get his arms around it. He smiles smugly to himself after remembering that.
But if you can't get your arms, that means you have help, right? So somebody else has their arms around the tree too. Have you learned from somebody?
That is indeed the way of wisdom. It rarely comes from one person, but from many.
So would you mind if I hug the tree with you?
Oh yes, I am quite fond of the bobo tree.
So, our cleric said that you have to be incredibly wise to use a philosopher's stone. Is that true?
Perhaps all it really takes is knowing the trick. Like most things made by men, it was meant to be used by men. With proper alchemical knowledge and a little training, anyone could feasibly use the stone.
So is that knowledge in a book or something? Or how did you learn that?
Oh, I think I wrote one once. Where would I have put that? I don't know. If you find it, let me know. I would be happy to add it to my collection again.
What does it look like?
Oh, well, it's about this big. Square. It has a leather tome in front of it, a little buckle. And I named it something. What? I've plumb forgot. But it's a book, definitely.
Did you give it to somebody as a gift?
Oh, yeah. That sounds very like me. It could be. You know, there was a young man I met not all that long ago. He was searching for a library. What was this? What was this fool's name? Yes. Wait. What? Yes.
Was it Algernon?
Algernon! Yes, that was the boy. Yes, I sent him on a mission to the Scrivener's Tower. If
To the
anyone
what?
has a book, and a book is what you're looking for, the Scrivener's Tower would be the place.
The Scrivener's Tower.
Yes.
That's excellent. I love books, actually. I work part-time in a library.
Oh, do you? Wonderful. Oh, if you go, did I tell this to Algernon? I don't know. If you go, don't talk, or speak, or really make any noise at all. The keepers of the Scrivener's Tower are very, very acute of hearing. Any noise at all sets them off.
Where is that tower?
Oh, it comes and goes.
Oh, well, how do you fight it if it comes and goes?
You see, on the far side of the Elfendorf, there is a spire reaching out of the desert, and there is where the Scrivener Tower is, or where it can be found most times, I think. Yes. Anyway, but the spire is not the tower, right? On certain days or phases of the arcane, it will appear there, and on other phases, it is but stone.
That's so interesting.
Yes, I thought so myself. I feel like I was there once. I don't remember, though. It's so long ago.
Thank you for your kindness. I really appreciate all the wisdom you shared with me today.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Quick question.
Yes.
How much do you reckon this is worth? And I just fucking ask pearl and just smash it on the table that they're playing cards.
The elves stand up and give you the dirtiest looks. And they begin scrambling to pick up these scattered pearls that you've sent just flying everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just really fucking heavy.
They're just mad at you. And one of them speaks to you in kind of a broken common. He's like, I believe that one is worth quite a bit on the market, but is all but worthless here at the table.
Sorry. I didn't mean for you. I was talking to him, but this was the closest place to set it down, and it's fucking big.
Oh.
Right?
Do you not work for the man? Can you not see it is not magic? He has no interest.
You never know. He might have a big-ass pearl.
The old man wanders over to it eventually, looks it over, gives it a lick, thinks about it, says, "Oh, well,
It came out of a talking clan.
Oh, yes, Shelador. I remember him. A jovial fellow. He likes jokes, but not a big fan of puns.
Whoops.
Well,
We smashed that one out of the park then.
Anyway, yes, well, I don't have any use for this at all.
Okay. I'm like, oh, fuck me. Start wrapping it up again.
I think that you could very easily sell this to some of the coin mongers out in the city. It does not interest me.
I have a question. I
Yes.
saw an elven, finely crafted statue. She was
Oh.
gorgeous. And I describe her to the T, right? Like I literally just
You just have every detail of the statue memorized at this point.
every inch, every curve, like the perfect description. I'm like, I found her, and they wouldn't help me move her. How much is it worth? What is it? Can you tell me? I saw it was magical.
Oh, well, let me think a moment.
I just like pull out some paper and a pen so I can write it down to just tell Chandler later. This is
I believe what you describe is a statuette of the elven queen of the court. She was once Kor's wife, and now that they are split, I hear she rules the southern... No, it wasn't southern, but it started with an S. Yes, what was it? The summer court! Yes, the summery court of the elves. And Kor took the wintry times of austere and cold. I have
So-
heard that such things are often the curse of sailors. It is no surprise you found it at the bottom of the ocean.
so it's worth a fuck ton, is what you're telling me.
To the right collector, everything is worth a great deal.
Love your PG conversion. Anywho, I look at Rose. We Gucci?
I think we're good.
Cool.
Gucci, what
I-
is this news thing?
I don't know. I usually just say yes and nod along if I don't understand.
That
It works
that
well.
great.
Excellent.
Unless they ask you all questions, that's always a tricky one.
Just switch to Dwarven. Are you ready to go?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Grab that handle. I'll grab this handle. Let's make sure nothing falls out.
Can we even carry that, the two of us?
We can give it a go. I
yes,
believe.
yes. It's heavy.
Gotta bend the knees.
It's heavy, but you can carry it. It's only 2,500 gold pieces, so.
Only 2,500 gold pieces.
Well, here, let's do a
250
little.
pounds.
Let's do a little weight conversion for you, huh?
I can just put
2,500
it in my roll 20 and let you know.
divided by 50. Oops.
Can't you just put it on your character sheet and see how much it weighs?
So that only weighs 50 pounds, right? So, you know, Not that much.
I'm apparently overweight capacity if I have.
Oh, we couldn't walk very slowly. It's okay.
Now I just need a big hole to put it in, right? Like just, and then bury it over.
So,
Are we going back to Jadlar and Jagger?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know where Jagger went, but we've got this. I'm waiting till we're leaving, like we're like walking along really slowly, like pushing our way through the crowd, and be like, at least we get to keep the other Philosopher's Stone, or whatever stone that is.
No, we just need the manual to use it.
Sure, I'm down. I
Great.
bet you there's something else I can steal, as long as I don't have to say anything.
Yep, and we'll make our way back, I guess.
all right, you make your way back to Janlar, still fuming in the corner of some temple.
I think I probably would have gone with Jagar to whatever bar he's
You're gonna
at.
go brood together.
Yeah.
Does that defeat the purpose of brooding?
No, we're gonna brood separately, but in the
Yes.
same.
Separately in the same bar. Jagar is in one booth, and Janlar is in the other corner booth. Just brooding.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of awkward. Does that mean we have to decide who we want to sit with?
Yes, and Janlar is gonna be very particular about whether you walk right to him or not.
Oh,
Very upset you don't.
you see us come in, and she looks hesitant, and I'm like dragging her towards Janla with this piece of paper in my hand. Right? And then as he's staring at me, I slam it on the table. This is what you cost me!
I look to it and
You can keep that fucking stone! I'm taking your share, though.
How
Thank
about
you.
you? Sorry, go ahead.
You go.
How about you go over and stop Jagger from wilting? And I'm going to tell Janla what we figured out so far.
Okay, give me 1 second. I just pick up the neighboring table's jug of water.
I nod encouragingly. I'm like, yes.
Walk over, and then I'm just like, I'm sorry, but this is what she said to do. And I just pour the jug of water on him. Like, good friend. And you're great at wielding a sword. And I look back at Rose and I'm like,
He looks back at the sword like it's stabbed through his back.
All right, Jagar
I
is
don't. Yeah,
drenched
Jagar doesn't
in
say anything.
water.
I'm silent. I'm silent and withdrawn, man. I just kind of like. Go back.
He's dripping. He's still drinking his drink. Like, ah.
I think the bartender looks at you funny and is like, "Can we avoid water sports in the tavern floor?"
my bad. Can I get 2 shots of your strongest over here? This guy needs some love, and he's a little wet. Can I get a towel too?
Yes, yes. It will be a silver piece for the shots.
Here, I'll give you a gold. All right, just
Perfect. Done. Takes the gold, pockets it, and saunters over with a towel and 2 stiff drinks.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I guess
It'll help.
and while they drink in a very quiet voice, I'm going to explain to Jadla what happened and what the collector told us, and that there's like a manual, like a book that explains how to use the Philosopher's Stone, and I'll tell him about the Scrivener's Tower.
while she talks about that book, I'll pull the alchemy book out of my bag. So I wonder if it's this book.
Well, does it have an author's name?
It was written in a language I couldn't understand.
What does he speak?
It's not so much that it's written in a language you couldn't understand. It's that it is a dense scientific textbook.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Right? Like, it is a highly technical scientific treatise on the, nature and science of alchemy, right? And so, for quick reference on, solving the puzzles, you, short of reading the entire thing and, studying it, you weren't gonna understand it.
Okay.
But have you checked if there's a chapter on the stone?
I believe the stone was mentioned in there multiple times.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a lot. It's kind of a big thing for them. They're alchemists.
It's the main part of the book. But I'm not there.
As you mentioned, is there an author's name written anywhere on here?
Sure enough, there is. Though it seems that of all the things on the book, the author's name seems to have been lost time. Everything else in the book seems perfectly intact, but where there should be an author's name, very clearly, like a written by section, whatever was once there is just simply not.
Yeah, I probably have it open. I'm probably showing this all to Faye.
This is weird. You know what he said? He made a comment. And he said in a past life he was friends with somebody.
From the next booth over, with the Defender Guardian dude. And I just like go back to sitting there acting like I'm like being consoling.
What if he isn't really immortal, but he just keeps being the same person?
I am awed by the collector's ability to stay alive. I am completely unsure of how he does it, but it's just as likely as eternal life, I assume.
Well, Jenna, this is probably our biggest chance to learn something really great. Something that goes, beyond everything we've learned so far.
Sorry, what was that?
I said,
My mic cut out really bad there. I couldn't hear a word you said.
Jenna, I know there's a bar fight over there. If you could please pay attention, this is really important. So listen, I said, whatever is in this book, and whatever we're going to encounter if we go to this hour, is going to surpass everything we've learned so far. And it is a really great chance and a really great risk for the both.
Well, then I say we need to take it.
Well, if you feel weird or some voice starts talking to you, I would appreciate it if you let me know.
All right. Didn't I?
Okay.
I think I let you guys know I heard a voice last time, right? No.
Well, you didn't say it was a voice that was like, "Oh, kill your friends," but
In Jan Laurie's moment of sadness, he'll explain what happened. There wasn't no time. The voice told me that my friend was dead and I could either save him or not. Should I have just let him die in the acid pool? What would you have done?
Well,
Means nothing. You could have let me die, Sandbar says. Oh, you feel the vibration at your hip?
I'll pick up Samba from my hip, and I'll say, "Put your hands on the table, please."
Don't crush his hands with me. That's mean.
I'll put my hands out, sadly.
And I'll look at him and I'll say, "I think you need to have a talk with an old friend." And I gently put Sandbar into Chandler's hands.
Thud.
And then I'm just quietly gonna get up and just move around to the other booth. And just
Jagar was silently brooding alone. He's had a bucket of water poured over his head, and now he has two concerned friends just fish-eyeing him.
pretty much.
All right, Janlar and Sambar, you are alone together at last.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
I'm a mace. It's as good as it's gonna get.
I'm really, I apologize. Sorry.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It's fine.
It does matter. Is there anything I can do for you? Anyone that
Literally
you wish knew that you
nothing. I would like my body back. Can you achieve that?
I don't know. I can try.
I'll take it. I'm holding you to this. If you don't, I will somehow manage to mace you. You know that, right?
Please don't put me on a time frame. We'll take a while.
I mean, I have forever. You have till you die.
Sounds like a plan.
Remember, it doesn't matter. I was doing that
Chandler
one.
will begin thinking of ways to. I don't know. Just-
Nothing in life matters. Finger guns.
I will outlive you. So if you don't achieve it, I can't mace you. So technically you win either way. It's fine. But do your best, alright? If I can get my legs back, that would be amazing.
You have any family?
Not that I love
Would you like
hanging
your
out
family
with
to know that
Rose.
you've passed.
That would be nice. Maybe you should let them know. But wait until you can't get my body back before you tell them. Because I love my mum and I don't want to ruin her day. She thinks I'm adventuring. Maybe send her something thinking, like, writing down that I'm doing great things. Don't let her know I'm dead yet.
I like it.
The saddest part about this is there's a really nice lion pelt cloak just waiting in Sarmanath for you.
Oh, we're getting that cloak. Please send cloak. Won't be able to make it home, Mom.
No, it's there.
It's there.
No, I know. We're gonna send a message to her.
I swear to God, if you wear that cloak, I will take over Rose's body and bludgeon you to death.
I'm glad
Rose
I'm not
already
here.
has a magic cloak. And so does Jagar,
It's not magic, it's mine.
and I will cherish it as I have cherished your friendship.
Don't ever sleep, Chandler. Don't ever sleep. I don't sleep.
So quick.
I have this image of him cuddled up in my wolf skin like cloak, like and then you just see the mace just appear.
The mace has a frowny face on it.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then I'll loudly say, "Thank you, Zambar, for your kindness." And then I'll
Give it back to
let
Rose.
Rose know that we need to send a message to his parents.
We also need to send a different message. I think it is time to message Algernon. You know him? This tall, library, human wizard?
I met Algernon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he looks kind of, a little bit like you, a little bit
Hmm.
like Jagger, tiny bit like Tom, that kind of frame.
Rose, can you not cast sending?
No.
You can't? I thought all clerics could. Oh, you're a druid.
I am,
Druid. Forgot.
what do you mean?
That was the best thing I've ever heard. No. That was glorious.
What would you like me to say to Algernon?
Well, I mean, hello, Algernon. How are you doing? This is Rose. I'm really worried about you. I haven't been talking to you since we met at the library, and you said you were going on an adventure, but then I haven't heard from you since then. But I have met an interesting man named the Collector, and he has said that he met you and that you probably have gone to that tower, but he also made it seem like the tower was kind of a very dangerous place, and now I'm really concerned and worried, and I would love to hear back from you.
Chandler is like counting these words in his head. That might take like 3 or 4 weeks.
Why? It just took me like,
I can only send
minute.
25 words at once.
you didn't tell me. Jenna, we just established that I can't cast this spell. Right? You have to give me the rule set before you ask me these questions. This is unfair. Okay,
It is unfair.
great.
I wish we could.
I will think about it. Maybe we can write it down together, and then we can shorten it to make it compact.
Yes, peer editing. I love it.
Great.
Chandler,
I'm
all about
gonna-
that peer edited review right there.
Exactly. And I'm gonna start out with like, "Dear Algernon," and Jenna's like, "No, just leave the greeting
Just
out." I'm like,
Algernon. We don't need the.
okay. And we go through.
I don't even know him that close.
He's not dear to me. All right, so you and Rose begin shaping out a sending to Algernon. So, the five of you, do you have any business you want to take care of here in Balesport? Now that you have arrived and found your quest completed.
I am still intrigued to learn what exactly happened to the water supply, because, like, with those boxes, so maybe at some point we can actually meet up with Vasily and find out, what he has to say about what happened in our absence.
Okay, absolutely. Vasily was called to the temple, but none of you stuck around to talk with him. So you can eventually find a very
We're just
confused...
asking this guy to come wherever we're at.
Yeah.
Over here.
The very confused Vasily eventually does track you down. He is well connected in the city, and finds you sitting at two separate booths in a bar, which he finds very confusing. It doesn't understand.
I think me and Rose would probably go over to. I probably would go.
Sure.
Jaguar.
Okay, all right. You have since convened. Into
We all
one booth.
squeeze in a way that Jagga is sitting all in the corner and he can't get up, right? So we're like all squeezed around him.
I think when Jailer comes in, he tries to like climb in on the other side of Jaguar, so that Jaguar's in the middle of the booth too.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So Vasily comes and finds you all down, sitting around this table, and he goes, Hey, it seems you called me over to the temple and you weren't there. So, I'm glad to see you've returned. It turns out the old man had a philosopher's stone the whole time. After a couple of days, he came back and remembered. Cured the Duke right up. But I am glad that you've returned. Tell me, did you find one down there in the city of Rekwan?
No.
No. How disappointing for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the services you've rendered the Duke. We paid the old man, but he did not seem very interested in the money. Perhaps we could find some money in the coffers to reward you as well.
That would be much appreciated.
Excellent. So, what did you need me for?
What happened while we were gone? With the water supply and the black ooze I told you about?
Yes. It seems that the Philosopher's Stone has the ability to not only cure an ailing soul, but to also purify the body in some way. I don't really understand it, but we investigated it and found creatures growing in the water. Small tadpoles, but they seem to, the more they ate, the more they grow. The old man, he used the stone on the water supply, and they all died. Every one of them. We were fishing them out for weeks with net. Or well, you haven't been going that long. We've been fishing them out for the last couple of days with nets. I think we got them all. He started doing the same thing to the people. Anyone who was coming down sick. The stone seems really useful. Too bad you didn't find one.
There were people coming down sick, you said?
A few. Mostly the people in the Dux district, the closest to the water supply.
Right. And the Duke is back on his feet, you said?
Aye, indeed. The old man fixed him right up. It seems that the devil from the water that had put him under a spell was feeding on his soul. According to the old man, he used the stone to restore it, or give it more vigor. The Duke is up and about, seemingly trying to fix the many problems of Balesport this sorceress created.
And have the Marrow returned yet?
I know. The captain seems to have vanished. No trace of him on the seas. Pirates, what can you do?
That's very interesting. Thank you.
The Marrow have also been attacking. Oh, they did attack that city. What was the city's name?
Rekwan! But why on earth would they be attacking a Rekwan? It's under the water.
Seized it.
They seized it.
The sea folk. Of course they can go under the sea.
Well, more power to them. Rayquan hasn't been part of the Old Kingdom since... Why? Since before it fell beneath the waves?
Well, at least they
Have
got
you-
it. You go.
Is there an old sea shanty about a black tentacle god?
A black tentacle god? Hey, no.
Yeah,
None I ever
something
heard of.
scary, something that causes a madness or something like that. You ever heard of something?
I can't say I have, Lassie.
Well, that's good, alright? That's good.
Excellent. Yes, I agree. Black tentacle god sounds very terrible.
Right?
Hey, terrible. This one
Oh,
seems
shit.
to be drinking
Fine.
quite heavily. Like a dwarf, I might say. I like it.
He's a little bit broken.
I see.
I just remembered. I get up really all of a sudden and just like start running back to the temple. Like I forgot the 2 elven people we left behind.
Oh, no, don't worry about them. I found them. They're not elves. They're Triton. They don't speak English or common or anything else I speak. It's very strange. They have their own language. I think I'm going to give them to the collector and see if he can talk to them.
That's ingenious. Great work. I'm like walking back half out of breath. I drank too much too quickly.
You also running about all over the place. You could have just stayed at the temple. We could have talked there.
I had to go and see the collector straight away.
I see.
And Broody and Moody over here came here. So they were meant to wait for you, but they didn't wait for you.
Well, it matters not. We've met up. If you're staying here for the night, or would you like to stay at the Duke's place? We can find rooms for you.
I look at the party. I mean, I'll come and stay there.
Can we go? I want some crackers.
Yes. You can have my crackers. They're pretty.
You're one of the only people I know that really likes those crackers. Most people eat them out of a sense of duty or perhaps politeness.
Well, I mean,
Really likes them.
both, right? It's both.
Well, excellent.
Oh.
I am happy that you like the crackers. Hey, finish up your drinks here. You know the way. We'll fetch some rooms for you. I'll find you payment waiting in them.
I'm just straight down. Rose, can you help with the lifting thing? I really need to do push-ups or something. Like this is getting...
Sure. And they, sure, no problem. And I grab Jagger by the arm and start like dragging him up. Like, oh, you meant the chest. Oh, don't worry about it. I got it. And I turn towards the chest. Pick up the chest.
And as she does that, I like lean more forward, and I'm like, I thought you said you meant to say nice things to him, not trying to pick him up.
Well, I mean, both,
Look,
right? Yeah, but he needs sunlight. Sitting in here doesn't do him any good.
Oh, okay. Well, then you grab him, and we'll all go outside.
Great.
All right. Everybody grabs Jagar and starts bodily dragging him out of the bar into the sun. So you guys tend to Jagar's mental illness. Attempt to get him some nice fresh water and some sunlight so that he'll stop wilting.
The Are You Okay day just passed. This is not how you help people who are depressed. All right. Just listen.
No, only for depressed plants.
Is there an Are You Okay Day in Australia?
Yes, it was like
Oh, that's
2
fucking
days
awesome.
ago, whatever it was. Yeah.
So
Contact anybody. Say, are you okay? Do you want to talk about things?
America needs
Pressure.
to get on that shit. I don't know if we have one of those. Do we have one of those?
I don't know.
We had
America
National
has
Suicide-
Hot Dog Day. I assume we have Are You Okay Day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's not
Maybe
how
We
you
have
drink-
days for like specific brands of beer. Like, come on. It's like this
That's
is
exactly
Bush
what I'm
Day.
saying. Like, can we not have a...
Yeah. So you guys drag Jagar out into the sunlight. You can spend the rest of your day or night here. When you make your way into the Duke's mansion, you find yourself a nice set of rooms, completely made up, one for each of you. The servants are very kind to you. You're thanked personally by the Duke, as he is very happy for he remembers Tom waking him up, and he remembers most of you, but accepts that Jagar and Hugh joined in to help out. He mourns Tom's passing a little bit with you, and invites you to feast with him and his family. Inside of each of your rooms, you find 1,000 silver coins bundled up. So each of you can add that to your character sheet, in addition to what you took from the collector's pay.
I mean, I'm cuddling that chest.
That's fine, yeah.
I assume you are intelligent enough to like put that aside for when you meet the person who gave it out. Put it in your room somewhere.
I'm just cuddling it. I'm just spooning that thing the whole time.
Excellent. So we have come to the end of this adventure, basically. Unless you have more business that you would like to tend to in the city, this is your opportunity to pass some time in Balesport, do whatever you want. Otherwise, we're gonna probably travel back to Sarmanath and start again there. Do you have anything you want to do in Balesport, or any loose threads you want to pluck at?
How much gold is it? It's 1,000 silver. How much?
10 or 100 gold.
100
gold.
Yeah.
Can I find someone to buy a pearl off of?
Absolutely. Yes. There are merchant stands all across Balesport, and this is a fishing town, this is a port town. You can find pearls of all kinds of colors and makes and whatnot.
Janlar does the equivalent of paying in quarters.
Yeah, Chandler is going to pay with silver. I feel like silver is probably the common way to buy things.
They laboriously count out 1,000 silver pieces to make sure you're not shortchanging them.
Yeah. I have 1,005, so I can be very exact. I don't have anything to throw overboard. And I'm going to cast Identify on the wand that we got from...
Oh, let me find my notes on that one. Okay.
While we're there, I'm just gonna drop the big pearl on the table and be like, "How much do I get for this?"
Okay.
Everybody, just every stall I go to that won't take it, I'm just like, thud on their table.
All right. Sell me on this stone. You have a couple of people that where did you find this stone? Under the ocean, you say? Amazing, amazing. I've never seen a pearl of this size. Look at its perfection. It's so smooth, and it is so bright and colorful. What is it? They're all inspecting it with little trinkets, trying to see if you're cheating them in some way. But
It's a pearl from the city of Raekwon. There is a mighty clam that we managed to make laugh to give us.
Oh, yeah, very interesting, very interesting. Go ahead and give me a persuasion charisma check. Let's see how good you are at...
I rolled a 7, damn.
I
got 14 total.
Your sales job is a little lacking. They hear this fantastical story, and they're a little dubious of it. The best offer that you can get for this gigantic pearl is 1,000 gold pieces from any of the merchants down in the Balesport.
I'll take it. Choo-choo.
All right, a deal is struck. They count out to you 1,000 gold pieces and place it in a heavy sack.
I get to keep the sack, right? Because then I'm adding that to my character sheet.
Yes,
later.
you can have it is a sack full of 1,000 gold.
Beautiful.
I have to find my notes on this wand. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting you to have it so today.
Can I ask you a question while you're looking for it?
Yes, please do.
Is there such a thing as a magic shop in this city? Does that exist?
Uh-huh.
Or like, a stall of exotic goods or something like that?
Absolutely. Those types of things are not all that crazy. All right,
Okay,
so this wand requires attunement, and it allows you to cast. It allows you to cast conjure woodland creatures, conjure elemental, and the other conjuration spell, which my handwriting is so bad I can't read. Basically, it gives you access to all of the conjuring spells once per day for free. Once a element...
Sorry, is that one of each or one
of
conjure
each
spell?
one of each of the conjuring spells. The charge is used and it can only be recharged by placing the wand in the moonlight in the evening. So on the day that there is a new moon, you would not be able to recharge the wand, but as long as you can place it in moonlight during the evening, it will recharge.
Okay. I'm gonna take at some point the time to attune to it then.
Okay. You're gonna attune to the Wand of Conjuring. Excellent. I'm sorry about that, Rose. I kind of cut you off, but I found my stuff.
No, I mean, I intervened anyway. It's all good. Yeah. So I'd be looking for a vendor or stall or some wizard, like some person who does these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. There are a number. Little magical shops are not uncommon at all in the Thoan Midlands. You're in a large city, so there's a number of small shops that you can go into. All of them specializing in mundane magical components, small magical trinkets, and amulets, things that the common folk of the city would like. Yeah, it's just little magic shops like that.
Just little places, right?
Yeah.
But there's not like a bigger. I mean, the collector's probably the biggest dude around, but like.
Oh yeah, well the collector, when the collector's in town, that would be the largest magic shop, I guess.
Was there one in Sarmanath? I think there was only one for potions there, right?
And did he have magical, like, spell components, or he just had magic items, right?
The collector?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not looking for components,
You
anyways.
didn't ask for components.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But when you were in that, yes, he had magical items, but he also had some amount of componentry as well. There was you want to find a potion shop? You can find a potion shop here.
I'm actually looking for something that would help us to get rid of the madness. So it would be stronger than that. I think it's probably too strong to find. Like, I guess Rose keeps wandering to the shops and she explains it, and they're all like, that sounds a little bit too high for me. And they're like,
Okay. Give me a charisma investigation check as you're going into all of these shops and trying to explain this problem that you're having to people through your very rose-ish lens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing. Oh god. Well, I'm just gonna roll investigation, and then you just subtract a -1 of that.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay, so you spend the better half of a day wandering from shop to shop, trying to get some way to help with this madness. Eventually,
We tried with the sunlight, and then we doused him in water, but apparently it doesn't do anything. And I feel a little responsible for it. But on the other hand, I'm also not a wizard, as you can tell.
Eventually, you find kind of a kindly older wizard. Is a strange mix of elf and dwarven features. And his beard is long and white, but wispy and thin. His ears are kind of pointed. And he wears a very traditional conical hat and robes as he listens to your plight. And after a moment, he says, yes. It sounds to me like either he has been cursed, or that this is a greater malady requiring the work of a cleric. I have heard that certain clerics have the ability to cast a greater form of restoration than you normally see in the temples. I suspect that such a spell could clear your friend's head. Perhaps also a removal of curse could do it, depending on what exactly the nature of this black obelisk's madness is.
Right. Oh, wait, I think I know the Greater Restoration spell. Is it that one where you cut people open?
Oh dear. In my day, it was less intrusive, but I suppose you could.
Well, I know somebody who I could ask about that. You've been very helpful. What does your advice cost?
Oh, don't worry, you've not purchased anything from me. Although, should you wish to support me, I have a store full of potions and tonics and tinctures. I am sure we could do wonders for you.
Well,
Tell me, have you ever flowered? Spriggan?
excuse me.
Yes.
I was about to say, like,
That's
damn.
a very...
I have made a tonic for the likes of you before that made them sprout beautiful bouquets of flowers. I could give that to you.
Do you even know what it means when a Spriggan flowers?
I did. Now you've put me on the back foot, madam. I simply meant to give you a beautiful bouquet of flowers sprouting across your body, but I feel I may have stepped in it.
It is, I just haven't met the right person to flower for, you know.
Oh, it's a reproductive tonic. Well, I should have charged more. Those usually go quite well and pricey for humans. I thought she was looking for some kind of beauty tonic. Well,
Well,
that
it's the
was
same, you know,
quite
it causes a
forward
lot
of
of
me,
attraction.
I suppose. I apologize. I don't meet
Okay.
too many Spriggans, and I only have the one, the one...
Wait, you met a Spriggan?
Oh, yes. Actually, I met two, but one of them bought something from me, and the other I've plumb forgotten.
What? Did she look like me?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, she had more of a softer texture to her, and less of a bark skin, more of a reed, I might say.
A reed?
Yes.
We don't have reed Spriggans in the forest. Wait, where did you go? When did you meet her?
Oh, this would have been probably a year or so ago.
And where did you go to?
I believe she was making her way to Coldwater.
What does a Spriggan want in Coldwater?
What does anyone want in Coldwater? Blasted place, that. I don't recommend it.
Do you know what her name was?
She had a very long, awkward name. She asked me to call her Blossom. I told her I am not very good with names. Yours is
Oh,
much
nobody
easier.
around here is. Don't worry about it.
Very good.
This is great news. For me.
Oh, excellent. Yes. I am glad to have been of service.
I lean forward and I hug the old wizard.
Okay. He awkwardly takes your hug. I'm feeling
Right.
a
Thank you.
bit concerned.
And I storm out of the shop.
You storm out.
Yep, I storm out of the shop and I try to find Janla.
Okay.
I imagine, like, I went shopping with you, and you're like, I just want to go in here, and I'm standing outside, probably just looking at a random
Yep.
vendor, and you just go boom, 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 just stomp past, like, whoa, what is going on?
Yep. And I try to find Janla wherever he is.
Probably in my room, studying the wand.
And I'll grab him by the collar and I start shaking him. And I'll be like, Janla!
What is
Jenna,
it?
there's another one. There's another one, and she's
Another
called.
what? Oh no.
It's her real name. You know, it's the short version of the really long one, just like my, first two of the Sandbox model page. Like, just like that. But she has a short version as well, and she looks like Reed.
And what are we talking about? Another what?
Another Spriggan.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
Right?
Where at?
It's been a year, and she went to Coldwater. I don't know if she's even still there.
It's been a year. I doubt she's still in Coldwater.
Well, there's a
Maybe
chance.
we can travel to Coldwater and someone will know where
Where
she's
even is Coldwater?
just up the river. It's the fastest way back to
You think we could
Sarmanath
check-
of
check in?
teleportation. Yeah. Oh, I say there's no reason not to go that way.
So excited.
I hope we find it.
And I just let go of his collar. Rose is
All
going to
right.
be very happy for the next few days.
Excellent. Excellent.
Hugh is still standing in the marketplace. Where'd she go?
All right, so
Yes, I will go shopping alone then.
with that taken care of, is there anything else you want to do here in Balesport or for the rest of the? So what I'm getting at here is we don't really have a lot left planned in this session here. We have come to the end of this kind of rather long quest. We could make a stop in Coldwater if you want, probably next session. But we are wrapping up, kind of. We are coming to the end of Seekers of Sarmanath a little bit. We've kind of gone down a long road away from where I initially found this going. And we're also bumping up against the oncoming tax season. So what I would like for you guys to do is think up any loose ends for your characters that you would like to address before we come to the end, because when we come back next week, we're going to be shifting into kind of the last chapter of our campaign here. So if you have anything you want to do at the tail end of this quest, now would be a great time to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to call an end to this session, and we will come back next week and kind of start shifting towards the last chapter of our story.
I was totally going to buy some armor while we were in the,
Absolutely.
while we were in the marketplace, but other than that, that's all I've got.
All right. What kind of armor do you want to buy, my dude?
I'm looking for some light armor.
Light armor. Just
Yeah.
standard, generic, by the book armor. That's what you're looking for.
I'm thinking like a magic armor if I could. If it's from the collector, I don't have anything to trade for it. so-
Okay. Well, trading with the collector is the surest way to find exactly the
Yeah.
armor that you wish. But should you wish, you can try to find an
I have,
enchanter of
I
arms
have
and armor.
money. I just don't have anything to trade. A collector.
All right, excellent. So, if you don't want to go to the collector, then you need to make a charisma persuasion or charisma investigation, I think is the way to go. During your time here in Balesport, as you are perusing the shops, looking for some magical armor.
1 second. Investigation and persuasion. So there's no difference. So it's still a 7.
Okay.
So 11 total.
11 total. Ooh, not so good.
I'm really
so
not
good.
rolling very well, and I'm kind of sad about it.
No. You find that a lot of the shops around here are very well equipped, and there are even some very fine craftsmen, but there are few, if any, enchanters of armor. What you do find is You do find a beautifully crafted chain shirt of acclaimed to be of elven make, sold by a half-elven merchant. It is a chain shirt with a standard armor class, but it does come with a advantage, he claims, on being stealthy in the woods. The game will not smell or hear you near as well while you wear this armor. Perfect for hunting and tracking.
I mean, I'm not the hunter or tracker or type, but it's better than what I'm wearing. So I'll take it. How much?
Ooh, okay. He will sell it to you for 250 gold pieces.
I guess I can fork that. Yeah.
All right.
So what is it again? It is a chain shirt.
It is a elven-made chain shirt. It gives you standard AC, but it will give you advantage on stealth and hide. I guess stealth is just stealth in 5e.
Yeah. So chain shirt.
Advantage on all stealth checks while wearing it.
Is it a magic item still, or is it just a chain shirt?
It is enchanted.
So
For the purposes of overcoming
just
mundane
the whole
resistance, it would be
stat
magic.
thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's just a chain shirt.
Yes, it is standard AC, but it does grant advantage on stealth while wearing
Cool.
it.
Kill. I'll take it.
All right.
All right, I have now equipped it. There's warning. There seems to be something that's conflicting. Yes, I know. I have leather armor on still. Chill out, game. I'm equipped. Boom. Problem solved.
All
I
right.
don't think my AC went up by one. God damn it. Oh, because it's medium armor. Never mind. Well, according to this, it's medium armor.
Yes, a chain shirt is medium armor.
Oh, then I won't take it. Never
You
mind.
won't take it.
No,
Okay.
because I thought I said light armor, and you're like, I got a chain shirt. I was like, oh,
All right.
cool. And then I looked,
So,
I was like, no, I can't
The
wear that.
second piece that you found during your investigation is a set of studded leather armor.
That's more my style.
The studded leather armor is enchanted by a very strange-looking fellow on the outskirts of town. He lives in a little hut on his own, and it seems to be an armor made of bones that he has painstakingly carved into them. This hooked little man claims that while worn, this studded leather armor will deal damage to anyone who strikes it in melee combat. It is a armor enchanted to be reflexive or reflective.
What's your price, good sir? And also, would you like some bones to make another?
He nods. Says, yes, I will take your bones. Yes, indeed. I'll throw in the bones and I'll bring the price down to 300 gold pieces.
Done. I keep the femur. I don't let him see that I've got a human femur in my, but I give him the 15 small human bones.
Excellent. He takes the human bones and the gold. He licks the gold, smells it, puts it away, and then cackles to and he plays with the human bones that you've given him. When you wear the studded leather armor, your AC is standard, 12 plus dex. But when you are struck by a combat in melee damage, it reflects up to the first D8 in damage. So the maximum roll on that is 8 of damage done to you.
Okay, reflex up to 8.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Excellent. So, armor shopped for. Anything else that you guys want to do, or shall we go ahead and wrap up this session?
Can we put a little bow on it?
The armor? Yeah.
No. you're saying we're wrapping up the show. I was like, can we put a bow on it?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone. So, thank you for playing with me today. I am going to go back to the office and probably do some more tax returns. But I would like for all of you to take home... Oh, where did my experience go? I had it calculated.
This
Just
is
a
my
minute.
favorite part of the show when he's like, ah, XP.
I want all of you to take home 1,100 experience points. And then just think for a bit on any loose ends you would like to wrap up for your characters going forward. We will let me know, and we will try to hit them along the way to the end of our story. We still have a ways to go, but I think it's time we started transitioning that direction. Alrighty. Any shout-outs you guys want to make before we head out for the day?
Yes, if you have not got your fix for D&D stuff, in about an hour and a half, I will be going live over on my channel, and we will be playing the... Oh my god, he changed the name. Hold up, 2 seconds. I need to remember. I said Shadowsight campaign. It is no longer the Shadowsight campaign, because apparently we finished the main story, and he's changed the name of the game, and I'm like, you can't do that. Hold up. I think it's like the Genesis tier chapter or something. It's probably going to pop up right as we end. Anywho, it's over on my channel. Yeah, it's 5e. I play a Dragonborn monk, and everybody was shouting down my monk. And he's awesome, and I'm going to kill the druid in my party. Thank God she's not watching right now. Yeah, so it's going to happen. It's a good time if you want more D&D. About an hour and a half. Yeah.
Awesome.
Other than that, you can go to Slap the Dash Studios. You can find them on Twitch. Go and rate their podcast. It's actually really good. I think they're starting again this week. So, exciting stuff there. Yeah, there you go. I covered you, Mike.
Perfect. All right. With that, thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for playing with me. And we will come back at this next week. Have a great day, everybody.
Peace.